Like and subscribe if you are a Thomas the Tank Engine kid. Welcome back to the channel, little flexers. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is JW CRE, aka Flex Daddy, and this is the best place to be to learn about the Pokemon TCG and have some fun along the way. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different as opposed to past videos where we do a deck profile and we run some ladder matches. This one, I actually am going to play a matchup that I want to dive into a little bit deeper. So I'm going to play a best of 3 with my Mew VMAX list against Ali Baumgartner's Malamar list. And then at the end of the video, I'm actually going to interview her on her thoughts on the matchup. So the idea here is that we go a little bit deeper into a specific matchup as opposed to just playing whatever we find on the ladder. And then we can also get the perspective of the player we are playing against. So I hope that this is very valuable for you guys as you're learning these matchups, because you're not just seeing it, but you can also hear kind of from their perspective what was going on. Now, I'm not really going to give you the profiles of the Malamar list or of the Mew list. I'll give you the Mew list down in the comment section below. The only card that I've included to try to maybe swing the Malamar matchup and see if it can work in that matchup and be, you know, better for Mew VMAX is going to be the Avery, which will discard my opponent's bench down to 3, which of course against Malamar is very good because they're trying to fill their bench with all types of Pokemon. And then it also draws 3 cards for the Mew player, which also is pretty decent. So we're going to see if that card can swing this matchup any more than the cards I've already included in the Mew deck does. And yeah, let's get right into it. Again, we'll play a best of 3 series, my Mew against Allie's Malamar list. And then at the end, we'll talk to her, see how it went, and see what she thinks about the matchup. If videos like this are valuable to you, please make sure to like the video and maybe even leave a comment. Honestly, leave a comment even if you didn't like the video. That'll give me some really good feedback on what I can work on and improve, or if I should just scrap this series altogether. But without further ado, let's get into the matchup. Dude, okay, Nick, you're like 100% right. Like, if you're new to the game and you want to, now this is a hand. If you're new to the game and you want to learn sequencing, Malamar is absolutely the deck. Oh, whatever he's testing, he's probably testing an Arceus variant, if I had to guess. Like Arceus, like Shaman or something weird. I've been thinking a lot about Shaman, trying to make that work. But dude, we're never going to hide stuff from you. We'll tell you on the cast this week. But if you're coming back into the game, then Malamar is like the best deck to learn how to sequence with. It used to be, if you guys played a couple of years ago, it used to be Baby Blounce was like the one prize deck for, you know, to sequence with. But now it's... Now it is Malamar for sure. All right. Give me a Fusion Strike. Let's see. That's good-ish. That's good adjacent. Something's really... That's good adjacent. Something's going on here with that Genesect. All right. Gotta love PTCGO. Okay, well, we can definitely get a knockout here. Yep, let's go. Skilled. Let's go Elisa's. I didn't even check if we had enough in the deck. We do. More than enough. I maybe should have... Okay, it's good that I kept 1 in the deck, because we'll need to use Meloetta twice here in this matchup. So let's Melodious Echo. Take that KO. That's really good. Again, against Malamar, you're like trying to go for that turn 1. We don't care about getting this Meloetta knocked out. What I'm going to try to do, Meloetta, and then we will try to get out the Oricorio, and then we'll go in with a couple Mews, and hopefully we can take, you know, like a shuffle knockout with the Psychic Leap. Yo, what's up, Irish? Hey, how did the team challenge go? I saw that Dalton won, but did you end up playing in the Beyond the Board one on Saturday? How about an Arceus counterbox? Yeah, I mean, I think Arceus, like we've been saying, like Arceus counterbox is probably kind of cracked. So yeah, he's definitely like we're definitely testing like some kind of Arceus deck. I don't know about Celebi. That's kind of spicy. Played no 405, but the game was way different when I came back. True. 0405 were some golden years though. Those are some fun times. If you still remember that format, we could probably play. That would be fun. I won at a different store. Which store did you win at, Paul? Okay, so she knows that we play the Avery, so she is not wide scaling. We will see if this pays off for her, Cotton. Yeah, I think we're okay to commit the energy here. Let's do it. We could knock out the Drizzile. I mean, that can go for Inteleon. Inteleon can go for Cynthia's Ambition. That's like the biggest card, right? So let's boss here. Let's quick ball away Mew. For some reason, I'm trying to keep the Meloetta around. I don't think I really need it. Full Fusion Strike system. Sure. We can. I want to save the power. I basically want to amass the power tablets in hand. Let's go Ultra Ball. And we'll just fail. Fusion Strike system. Okay. Yeah, I'm good with this. And then we'll take our knockout with a little bit of Max Miracle action. Good. Hey, thank you, Blast Boys, for the well wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, y'all have been so cool with the baby and me like not making content for the last week. I have just not made content at all for the last week, but y'all have been great. So hopefully we can work it back in. You know, obviously things are a little different, but appreciate the well wishes. So knowing that we play, they either started like horribly and they couldn't get enough Sobble down. There's a rescue carrier. That's super good. Or one Drizzile, one Sobble. Okay. Here's the level ball. So I think this turn, yeah, if they start to wide scale, we definitely want to look at getting an Avery, right? Because if we can pick off like one of their Sobbles and then knock out their active, like it just makes it that much harder. So we'll see. Obviously, we want to use it when they have a full bench, but beggars can't be choosers at a certain point. Like we want to just get the maximum effectiveness. So there's a rapid strike search. On this turn, let's try to power tablet. I don't know how many they're gonna swing at us with, but I think we try to psychic leap. If we combine that with an Avery, I think we're in a really good spot. We could also just boss up like the Octillery and take a knockout there. They're gonna go with a Malamar. That's super good too. Gonna boss up a Genesect. So that says that they don't have anything. We know that they have a Drizzile in hand. We just know that. Okay. So let's see. What do we want? We're going to switch. Did we take out the active? probably. Could go boss up the Octillery. I don't know if we need to get too fancy with it, but I just don't know how they get a knockout here with that hand. Let's see. So they have the Drizzile. Drizzile comes down for Cynthia's Ambition. They like literally need to hit every card, and I don't think they can do it with the Octillery. So we'll max Miracle here, and then on the next turn, it's gonna be a Psychic Leap. Hopefully, we got the Oricorio out, so that's really good. Another Mew is pretty good as well. Nick, what was your favorite deck back then? Oh, this is going to be potentially disastrous. But the good news, okay, so there is good news, is that I don't think they can get a knockout and also play down an Inkay. So that will leave us an opportunity to potentially find a KO on their active. They're going to do big damage here and not take a knockout, and then we can shuffle in. But yeah, they're going to play a level ball. That goes for an Inkay. That gets played. So they will only at max be able to have, what, 8? Which will leave them 10 short with the Oricorio down. So again, we would love... Oh, okay. I guess they could scoop up not the Octillery as well. And that could help them. So we'll see if they can do that. There's a Drizzile. Maybe they'll shady deal for a scoop up net. That could be 9. Okay, yeah. So if they go for scoop up net here, then that would be a knockout. 9 pokes. That would hurt for sure. There's also a decent chance that they drew into like the Ordinary Rod or something. So they'll take Brawly to hand. They will scoop up Rapid Strike Search 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They don't even need to play the scoop up net. Excellent. Nick said they played Swampert EX. Yo. Okay. You were a little sweaty then. You were a little sweaty. Give yourself some credit. Dude. Not a knockout. Okay. What are these 5 cards that they weren't able to take a knockout? I am curious. So, Power Tablet. Power Tablet. Is there anything that I want? I could knock out the Octo. That sounds kind of cool. It also reduces the amount of stuff in my hand. So I am going to take this knockout on Octillery. Maybe they're setting up for like a Gust play? Because if we shuffle back, so we go 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe they're setting up for a well, we have everything that we need to get another attacker out. So I think, yeah, we'll go Cross Fusion Strike. We'll Psychic Leap. Take the KO. Shuffle in. Maybe they have a boss play here. Very possible. But it'll be harder to pull that off without the Octillery. Right? Because usually on boss plays, they need to have a huge hand. And then like Gust with that huge hand. And then like scoop up the Octillery or the Inteleon line or something. So there's a Cynthia's Ambition. Okay. Feeling pretty good about this. We could have maybe given them the Oricorio. That actually might have been the gas then. Because they can still technically win. Yeah, we should have brought up the Oricorio, and then I think we can't lose. Yeah, what's up, Peter? Welcome to the stream. I think we should have brought Oricorio up. It would have forced them to have the escape rope. Because now they can potentially win with a final. They can potentially win with a final Malamar play. So it's going to be up to us to maybe like Meloetta. We can Meloetta. We have the cram, so we can try to flip for a Fusion Strike energy. Our other play would be to just go in with the Mew VMAX and just say they don't have it. So they're going to rescue carrier. This is good for them. Yeah, because they need that artillery, I think. So there's scoop up net. Wise. Then tentacle me. Freaking just tentacle me. Yeah, nuts. I'm seeing the error of my ways. If we had put up the Oricorio, I think we just win. Now we have to kind of navigate this hand. Okay, P-Pass is a great discard. Excellent. Okay, so now we should win unless they have the boss play, in which case that would be insane. So we can go Meloetta, Elisa Sparkle, attach. This can come down. Rose Tower we won't need. Let's go ahead and ditch that. And then we'll draw a couple of times. We're not really looking for anything. If they have Escape Rope, we're cool. Oh, we can play the catcher. That's cool. Yeah. Actually, okay, so we don't play. Oh, they have 3 prizes left. Yeah. So we're gonna take this knockout here. We'll play the catcher to get rid of the Remoraid. Again, I always feel like I over prioritize the Octillery. We don't even know that they have the Octillery. We know that they have the Drizzile. So let's actually take the Sobble here. We'll go knockout. And then we just need one more KO. Go Melodious Echo. We should be able to play that, but it doesn't matter. Draw one. And then take that knockout. Okay, good. All right, so we successfully navigated that. They have to take their 3 prizes, but there's no 3 prizes on board, so nice. Hey, Victor Natty, thank you for the congratulations. I appreciate that. Dude, I slept for 6 hours last night. So we're crushing it. Yeah, my wife is doing awesome with the feeding and things like this. And we have a really good routine. Yeah, I've been reading a couple of baby books. Let me tell you. They are paying dividends. All right, GG, LadyDunsparce. That was good. We didn't get to show off the Avery, but we did get to show off how to play this matchup, which I think is important for people to see, right? Because I think this is a really scary matchup to play with the Mew deck. But I've been finding that it's pretty decent with Oricorio, because what's going to happen with the Malamar deck is that they're going to draw into the things that they don't want a little early. Right? So like they're going to draw into their Ordinary Rod. They're going to draw into their Escape Rope, and they don't want to use it immediately, but they draw into it early, and then that's just kind of a dead card in their hand. For the sake of this testing game, I'm going to not take that additional card. Harper Righteous, yes. Harper Righteous CRE. It's crazy. Great start. Dude, I'm already dead. Okay. Turn 1 knockout incoming. All right. You are not ready for this. Okay, we'll do this. Let's take a Pixie Pie through the deck. We got Ultra Ball. We got 1 Mew prize. So I'm like trying to figure out if I want to prioritize keeping a Mew around. Bro, we prized 2 Elisa Sparkle, and what are our prizes? We prized 2 Fusion Strike Energy, 2 Elisa Sparkle, 1 Mew, and 1 Rose Tower, I think. Dude, these prizes are horrific. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay, well, here's what happens when nothing goes right. Ultra Ball, we can get rid of Double Turbo. We want Double Turbo. Here. I'm just wondering if I need to prioritize that. I don't think I do. We'll get it out of the prizes for sure. And we want a Psychic Leap, right? So I'm going to make a little bit of a risky play here, with the hope that it all buffs out. A Fusion Strike system. Okay, very cool. So let's go here. Wow. I do not want to give them Rose Tower. Like, you really don't want to play the Rose Tower in this matchup, because then it incentivizes them to go super greedy on the knockouts, right? So, dang, I really don't want to play that Mew either, but I think we have to draw. Okay, we did get the Elisas. That rocks. All right, let's go there and there. And we got the Mew to hand? My goodness. He's cracked. Melodious Echo. Would have liked an energy. Or a little energy, short. Yo! Solvian, thank you for the 12 months. Appreciate it. Thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you, thank you. I'm very thankful. You are the 100th subscriber. Thank you. Thank you. Feel like you deserve a reward. It's like a reward. Paul, thank you. I always thought you'd be a good dad. I appreciate that. I don't know what made you think that, but that's awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Salabian. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so there's the Drizzle. I really want to see LadyDunsparce fill their bench so we can try to do Avery plays. Whether or not we're going to be able to remains to be seen, but like that is the hope, is that because like they're doing a really good job of keeping their bench tiny, but I don't know if that's a product of them like knowing that, you know, knowing that we're gonna kind of hopefully try to wreck them, or if they just have been bricking a little bit. Like I don't know, right? Best and worst part about being a dad so far. Best part is just like chilling with her. Like, best part is her sleeping on my chest, I think. Cause it's like I can kind of like watch TV or something, or like listen to a podcast or something, and she's just chilling, we're just hanging. That's a really nice time. Worst part is just trying to anticipate needs. Like, she just has, you know, like, are you too hot? Are you too cold? Do you want the bottle? Like, do you not want the bottle? Like, what's your, you know, there's just all these like little micro decisions you have to make with the baby, which can be tough. So they did get that knockout. Okay. And we know what they have in their hand. That sucks. Which podcast am I listening to right now? Great question. I love Radiolab. I'm like a Radiolab stan. Let's go Cram. I hit heads, but I like didn't really know what I would grab. Yeah, it like has to be a double turbo, I think. Yeah, it has to be. We have to go there. Okay. And then we quick ball, and we'll get the Oricorio here. I'm gonna again discard the Rose Tower. That's a very good card for my opponent. So I would, you know, shockingly prefer if they didn't have access to it. Escape Rope's cool. Let's go for an Avery play. Let's see if it's on the top 5, because I don't want to necessarily waste the Cram-O-Matics if I don't have to. So if it's on the top 5, then we're chilling. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and Cram-O-Matic for it. We get a P pass. That's not good. Okay, Cram-O-Matic. All right, nice. Nice. So let's go ahead and Avery. We could have Fusion Strike System first. Okay. You're right. I was just so excited about the Avery play, so we missed out on a few cards there. But at this point, it doesn't really matter, right? So then we'll retreat. What if I knocked out the Inkay? And then that would allow us to not have to do like Escape Rope shenanigans next turn. So let's cross Fusion Strike. Let's Glistening Drops. And just take that knockout on Inkay. And then we can attack again with the Mew on the next turn. We get a Fusion Strike energy. That's fine. That'll allow us to attack here with the Mew. Worst comes to worst. We don't want to be doing that, but with the Power Tablets, we're okay. What's messier, feeding time or cleaning time? Cleaning time by far. Feeding time is chill. She's a really, really good baby. Is she a good communicator? Not really. I mean, she does cry when she needs something, but like, she doesn't really coo yet. I guess she's probably a little too young. Do I listen to Planet Money? I don't, but I listen to Freakonomics. I could see Planet Money being a good one. I've heard good things. I've heard good things. Okay, remember how we discarded that Mew VMAX? that could definitely come back to bite us here. We will see. We will see. So we're going to try. I guess we have Boss here, so I guess we try to get the knockout on the Octillery. If they have knockout on us, I don't know what to do. Rapid Strike Tentacles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The most they could do is not enough. So we will be able to get a fusion, a what? A Psychic Leap. A Psychic Leap. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Freakonomics is an insane podcast. I love it. Okay. So we'll boss. Let's see. How many energy do we have? 1, 2. Okay. We could shuffle this back into the deck. That's kind of cool. We could attach it here to the Mew. That's also kind of cool. I do know one thing is that we will boss. It's just, what do we boss? We could knock out the Octillery. I'm like always worried about the Octillery because they can pull off insane plays with like scoop up nets and stuff. So I'm going to take off the Octillery here. We got Fusion Strike energy. I think I'm okay to hold that for the first Fusion Strike system. Let's see what we get. That's good. I maybe wanted that on a benched Mew. That's okay. Let's go Rotom Phone. So let's put that on top. Let's put this on top. And let's draw a couple of cards. Okay, Pokemon Catcher doesn't matter. Maybe we'll just save the energy. So let's do Cross Fusion Strike, Psychic Leap, and like if we bring up the Oricorio, and they take that knockout, then they can win. So we're going to go down to 3 prizes. Okay. I think we have to... play the Mew here. Because we're going to probably do another Psychic Leap again. Maybe not this turn. Well, we have the Catcher, so we could potentially do a Psychic Leap on this next turn. I'm thinking of taking Mally or Jolteon to Indy. Both really good choices. Really good choices right now. I think my top decks would be Mew. I think it's number 1 for me. Rapid Strike Urshifu is up there. And then I would consider Malamar. I actually would consider Malamar. That might be my top 3. Arceus has kind of fallen off for me a little bit. Yo, you love to see Cynthia's Ambition for 3? Okay, if they don't take a knockout here, then we are okay. So there's a Rescue Carrier. That's tough. If they have an Evo Incense, that's probably a knockout. What am I talking about? We only have a Mew V. I was like, oh yeah, with the Mew VMAX. No. Only a Mew V here. Okay. So there's that. Play the Remoraid. Play the Drizzile. So on our next turn, we Mew VMAX. We take out, let's see, they're down 2 Rescue Carrier. So that's pretty cool. Because that means we can, like, try to gust up. They're smart. They're going for the 2 Remoraid. I think that's smart. I think a Genesect might have been better. Because they'd have to get rid of 1 more card. Maybe true, maybe true. Well, I know I have 2 more Genesect left in the deck as well. Okay. Let's take a Pixie Pie, see what we have. Oh yeah, we just we prize so much stuff, dude. Okay, we'll take the Mew. Go here. Do we want the Mew VMAX? I think the answer is yes. Well, Max Miracle? Sure. We can catch her up something. Oh, man. The 2 Drizziles is really tough because they can just go double, like, scoop up or whatever. One thing we could do, we could do like this. Do something like this. Basically trying to buy a turn. Cross Fusion Strike. Glistening Droplets. Forcing them to have a scoop up net on a Drizzile, which might not be what they want necessarily. On the next turn, what do? We hope that they don't get a knockout, is what we do. And then, because they're already down 2 scoop up net, so that's like kind of cool. They got a 30 card deck. There's like a really good chance they have scoop up nets in the deck. If they don't get a knockout on this next turn, then we shuffle in, we give them the Oricorio, and then we should be cruising, potentially. There's an Inteleon. So they'll get scoop up net here. And then like a way to get a poke, I guess. Or a way to get like a supporter here. Cynthia's Ambition. This has been a pretty interesting matchup so far. I do feel like the Avery is good, but it's only like they can play around it so well. I think she's doing a really good job of playing around the Avery. Like obviously you don't have to now because I've already played my one of, but earlier in the game, just not wide benching like as far as you can go. So it feels like that kind of card that can win you the first game like pretty easily. They might also. Okay, so there's the Fog Crystal thinning a Psychic Energy from the deck. Probably just like attached to the active. Doesn't matter. Yeah, you can manually retreat if you don't get a scoop up net. And then going with Malamar. Okay, so no scoop up net. Okay, Fog Crystal, that's fine. Will we see a Cynthia's Ambition? Or will we just see a Karina's Focus? If they Karina's Focus here, they lose. Right? They have to like Cynthia's Ambition for the knockout. So they'll need scoop up net on the Octillery. Oh, maybe. Okay, maybe I made. Well. Let's see. We're kind of hoping that they didn't hit a scoop up net. I think that's the big card in question. They could scoop because they could scoop up the Inteleon and then get another like +1 and then +2. They could with one scoop up net they could potentially get +3 because they could scoop up Inteleon. This I feel like this should be it. This should be it. There's an Ordinary Rod. Leaping last turn into Oricorio might have been the move. Possibly. Let's see what Lady has. So there's the Evo instance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Needs a scoop up net. That's going to do it. That will be the I don't know what's left in their hand. Maybe boss. But that's going to do it for us. We are going to take this victory. Oh, that is good. That is so good. Double tablet. Sparkle, we know we don't have anything left, but it's basically just to use up those supporters there. Let's go. We'll take that. There's no way they can boss. Okay, yeah. We'll just, there's no reason to do that. Let's go Ultra Ball. No reason to evolve. And then we'll go with the Fusion Strike system. And then we'll just bring up the Oricorio, let it get knocked out. But yeah, GG. Wow, Cross Fusion Strike. Psychic Leap. And then, I mean, we could bring up the Mew. I don't know if they play like a Marnie or something. It shouldn't matter. Let's just bring up the Oricorio. Wow, that was so close. I'm really curious from LadyDunsparce's perspective what kind of happened in that last game. What these two cards are. They just missed like crucial. They missed a crucial scoop up net, I feel like. That was really tough. Yeah, they had boss in their hand. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm talking about, right? Is like they just get stuck with these awkward cards that they just can't get rid of. So I'm wondering if that was like a escape rope or something. I don't know. What could be left in their deck that they couldn't play? GG. GG. Yep, retreat. We'll give them the well played. And then let's go here. Retreat into Mew. Let's go, dude. Cross Fusion Strike, give him the old Techno Blast. Well played to LadyDunsparce. That was a really tight set, but that's how Mew wins this matchup, and I hope you learned something from these games. I definitely feel a little bit better about this matchup with Mew, but it'd be curious to hear like kind of what that side was looking like on LadyDunsparce's side. But GG, that's that matchup. Really, really nice games. So you saw those couple of games between myself and Allie Baumgartner. Welcome, Allie, to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Tell us a little bit about yourself before we hit into some questions about that matchup.
Well, hi, my name is Allie, or as the internet loves to call me, LadyDunsparce. I'm actually fairly new to this game, started about Chilling Reign, and I've just had so much fun getting to know this game, love this game, and just keep on improving. Right now, I'm playing a lot with the Rapid Strike Malamar, so that's kind of what I've been focusing all of my practicing on at the moment.
That's great. Would you feel like you're very confident with the Rapid Strike Malamar deck?
I'm feeling a lot better with it every time I play it.
Yeah, that's very fair. Yeah, it's one of those decks that it has a lot of like you have to do things in a certain order, and it's very much, you know, if you kind of misstep, it can really punish you. So, you know, you played very well in our games, and that was really exciting. So I wanted to ask you a few kind of questions about you know, the matchup in particular. So we played that Mew versus Malamar matchup. Do you feel like that's how the matchup you would expect it to play out, or do you think those games were kind of a fluke based on what you know about your deck and what you know about the Mew deck?
Honestly, I think they're pretty well evenly matched. Going through our games, there were, and I forgot them written down right here. There were a couple like pivotal moments where either I didn't draw something that I needed, or I ended up with random cards in my hand where I should have been able to take the knockout, but I wasn't able to. I think the Oricorio definitely has potential to be super scary in the matchup for sure. And the Avery also has the potential to be pretty threatening, I must say.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw you were able to really like limit your bench because I was really hoping to test out the Avery, against you, and I was able to use it in that second game, right? And I discarded, you discarded one Sobble, I think. So it didn't really feel like it had the impact that I wanted it to because I just feel like the Malamar decks, really awesome turn ones that they're always going for is to like get a couple of level balls, get a Brawly, or keep calling and just like wide fill the bench, and that seems like the perfect time to just pounce in with the Avery. But you were able to kind of play around that. Was that by choice, or was that just you maybe didn't have the pieces in hand to kind of fill the bench? Like talk to me how the Avery maybe affected your play.
Well, for both games I started out first. I played first, so I wasn't able to really use a supporter. But neither time I didn't have Brawly in hand either time. The first time we started with 2 Inkay and 2 Sobble. That was really all that I could get on my bench. I did have a Drizzile in hand, but outside of that, I didn't even have an out to find the Remoraid. Typically, I like to start with 2 Inkay, 2 Sobble, and a Remoraid just to kind of have most of my bench full, and I have plenty of ways to just set up just in case something I need gets knocked out. Second time without the Brawly, I was able to get basically my regular bench lineup set up fairly easily with level balls, and I did get that top deck for, I think I got it, I top decked a Remoraid or something that I needed. So that was really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you feel like, knowing that Avery was in the Mew deck, do you feel like that like changed anything that you might have done? Like, did it affect any decisions at any point throughout the game?
There was one time in game 2 where I had 2 Sobbles on the bench, and I used my first scoop up net. I evolved to Drizzile, used my first scoop up net to scoop it up, went ahead and evolved my second Sobble into Drizzile, and I went ahead and scooped that up as well because I felt it was going to be, I had a feeling it might be coming, so I wanted to make sure I had 2 Sobbles on the bench so I could use that Drizzile for Cynthia's Ambition.
Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. In the chat, you mentioned after game 2 that you had prized 2 scoop up net, and I was kind of waiting for those plays to happen where, like, because I think with the Rapid Strike Malamar, really incredible way for them to get a lot of the Rapid Strike cards in hand is a scoop up net the Octillery, right? So you search something out, you scoop up the Octillery, boom, that's 3 Rapid Strike cards, and after you've played your Cynthia's Ambition, like, you have a huge hand and you can start to go for those one-hit KOs. So what were some of the crucial moments in any of the games, if you remember, besides maybe prizing 2 of those scoop up nets in game number 2?
Yeah, I know that the plan was in that second game, I was going to put down that Shady Dealings Inteleon. I knew I needed the Evolution Incense for the Octillery and the Scoop Up Net, and then I could get Shady Dealings number 2 to get 2 more Rapid Strike cards. And then I said, oh no, I must not have checked my deck thoroughly enough because I totally didn't realize it wasn't in there. I felt really kind of silly at that point. I'm like, oh, there's game.
It happens to the best of us, for sure. That's good.
And I was watching the playback earlier today of our games. At one point, I just heard you say, "Yep, she's got it. She's got it. She's got 10 cards in her hand. She's got it." And I Cynthia's Ambitions got 2 Cynthia, a Boss, and Shady Dealings and Teleon, Manaphy, and I'm just.
Yeah, well, that's gonna happen.
Too.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna happen with the with the Malamar deck, right? Is you're gonna draw into all these cards sometimes that you just can't play immediately. You mentioned the supporters. If you're playing a Boss or Cynthia's Ambition, those are gonna clog your hand. Ordinary Rod is another one that I always find, like, for some reason comes to my opening hands a lot, and I just stuck with that card for a long time. So is there anything that you would maybe change about the deck? Have you considered, like, maybe a Quick Ball or an Ultra Ball just to kind of thin out some of those supporters that you maybe don't need later in the game?
That is something that I've been considering. In our games in particular, Boss did nothing for me either time. I haven't found Boss extremely useful in my games. It's kind of been, I think it's been a useful to get that final prize in maybe a couple, like 1 or 2 games out of several games that I've played. So I don't know if Boss is necessarily my best friend for this deck. But I definitely would consider like a quick ball to where maybe I have an easier out to get Manaphy or an easy way to get rid of Manaphy. Of course, if you're playing Avery, then that's going to be the obvious first one to go in a Mew matchup.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you played the matchup really, really well. I mean, obviously the games, you know, they went to me, so, you know, I'm not gonna brag or anything, but, you know, you played it really well the whole time. I mean, you know, watching it back, I'm sure you're like, oh, you know, I kept saying, oh, well, you know, this game's over because she had that. And, you know, thankfully it, you know, kind of went my way, but, you know, it was really, really great playing with you. Thank you so much for kind of joining me for this video. And I appreciate, you know, maybe we'll get the chance to play again in the future.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to get you next time for sure.
That sounds good. Can't wait. Thanks, Allie.
Thank you.
It was really great to hear from Allie and her perspective on the matchup. I hope that was very useful to you. As you guys know, I'm always trying to innovate and find new ways to bring valuable content to you, the viewer. So if you liked it, if you didn't like it, either way, leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to take that into account for the next video that we create. So thank you guys again so much for joining me for this video. That's going to be all for me today, guys. God bless. If I don't see you soon, I'll see you later. And remember, good luck. And also have fun.